127.75. 127.75. Okay, great. And there's another one right above it. Now, if I were to look at this swing high to swing low, 50% would be right at the top of that second Bissy there. So, or Sibby there, right up here. So I mean, we started the week here and we've gone up, right? Now, we have left a couple of key areas of liquidity, or rather imbalance up here with the dailies, so I'm going to keep my eyes on those. But I'm also recognizing that we're in a premium inversion fair value gap high and low, which would lead me to believe like I would be looking for impulsive movement down from that IVFG low, but it can go up into it as well. So I'll be looking at that midway point, whatever this middle ground is here. I'll be looking for that to see what happens at that point in time. But until we get there, you know, let's see what the first couple of days brings this week. On Forex Factory, we have this particular week, we have, gosh, where is this? Here it is. So we have tomorrow, 10 a.m. consumer confidence, 9 a.m. S&P composite 20-year HPI, 2020 composite 20 HPI. Housing price index is what that is. So how do I close this thing? Yeah, outside of that, new home sales at 10 o'clock. So lots of action at 10 o'clock, lots of action at 9 and 10 o'clock. And then FOMC speaker, it's whatever. No big deal. It's nothing burger. So morning trades are going to be where it's at tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at this price action for today's candle, how and why and what occurred. We had been targeting that weekly volume imbalance. So if you watched any of my previous market preps, we knew that was coming. Let's go down to the hourly so we can see a little bit more at once. Okay, so let's go today's action. Okay, so we see that Asia ran up, you know, it's opened, went back down to the new week opening gap, and then continued upwards until London. And one thing that I should have created, but I did not, was the consequent encroachment of this wick right there. So we can see that price went up to that wick. Oh, I see it. See this fucker. Hopefully I got it good that time. Excuse my language, but mosquitoes suck. So I can see that it came up through that 50% part of that wick, went up to that monthly inversion fair value gap low, and immediately rebalanced off of that the next couple hours. So that's what I would have been looking for as well in London, if you were up for London. But it looks like, you know, you wake up in the morning, you see that it's already gone down into a additional area of liquidity, which we had targeted before. Now, keep in mind, it did not hit that. You can see it didn't hit that on Friday, but it jettisoned down there to take sell side liquidity. And so typically we see it retrace up into this SIBI, drop down a little bit further, and then the day started, right? So let's drop down in the 15-minute to see what happens here on a lower time frame. Okay, so I'm going to remove this fib because it gets a little bit busy here. Just know that you can kind of see price and the bodies of the candles start to drop right around London right there, right at that wick area. So important area to look at after all. So let's say you woke up at 7. You can kind of see that on the 15-minute it kind of petered out. It went up to this fair value gap, started to retrace downwards, and then decided to take out these relative equal lows here. So we're going to draw that out so you can see that on a lower time frame. Oops. And we're going to give it, this is something that I missed, and I should have had this on my charts. So this is a low of 14796.75. Pretty close. All right, so we will look at that in a moment. And we will, once we came down, I marked this as a possible inversion fair value gap early on. I did not drag it out in time like I should have, so when I saw that price had come back up above it, I was hoping to see it immediately rebalance back upwards, but it went down further to this bullish order block that hadn't been taken before. So on the 15-minute, in hindsight, you see this fair value gap form. You hope that it immediately rebalances up, and it does until it comes back down. So here it takes that bullish order block out right there, and then proceeds to continue upwards for the next hour or two. So, okay, so we do see that there's a moment here where price continues upwards, but it would have gotten stopped out. We'll see that this inverted value gap is a key point where price finished the rest of the day upwards. So let's go down to a lower time frame as well, so we can start seeing a few of the structures that get created. Okay, so this is today. I'm going to stop going over London. So we can see a lot of consolidation, lots of chop today, as expected over, like, since the other day was a nice big range day, this as well. So we expected a little bit of chop today. I think I had mentioned that in my previous prep video as well. Today was going to be ugly, a little bit uglier than most. So we can see with this price action, you would not have enjoyed trading this unless you were like just lucky or trading the absolute lows and getting out early. Right here we see the drop below this bearish order, or this buy side liquidity. Takes it, continues upwards, takes it again, continues upwards, and we see that nice big run there. That's a good solid 80-point run right there. I unfortunately was in meetings, so I could not take that one, but this would have been the cue, and we'll look at that at a 1 minute, from a 1 minute time frame as well. I'm actually gonna get rid of this one for now, and this one, because it didn't hit, so no big deal. Okay, so oops, I just deleted something I probably shouldn't have. Yep, that was the one. Okay, so whatever the deal is, we're gonna take a look at this down on the downside and see if there's any short-term market structure shifts that we can find down there. Other than that, I mean, the other day was pretty straightforward. Here's a fair value gap that forms. Low, high, lower low, straight through. So the next time it comes down here, it was a little bit better to take, a little less resistance to take it, since everything else has been cleared out. I was thinking that there might be a break here, but it never broke down, so this is invalid. Yeah, I mean, let's go down a minute, see if there's any entry areas, see where I would have entered if I were able to pay full attention. Actually, I went too far there. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we see here price dip down below here, dip down below again, and dip down one more time. So 14,782.50, 14,782.50, relative equal lows. So I was expecting those to get broken, but they never did. So that should have indicated me something right there, that price is ready to go upwards. So here, there's nothing that formed here. We do see this bullish order block here, and that's it. So this takes us upwards, spirals down, and then finishes off the day a little bit higher. So yeah, I mean, I don't see a ton of like 2020 entries that wouldn't have given you heat today. I think that would have been the most difficult thing, is to take heat at the right places. I think that there's better times to take heat than others. And yeah. Let's see what we have here. So that buy side liquidity that I had mentioned before ended up getting taken right at 4 o'clock with that macro run up. I think 250 to 310. There's that macro that started to run back up to the end of the day to hit and take out that buy side liquidity. So we knew that was been sitting there. We knew it could target that. What we didn't know is what time and how. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm not going to go too far into the 15-second or 30-second or whatnot, but we will go back to the hourly. All right, so with the hourly, you see we've been on this kind of like downtrend. We got past the volume imbalance here, and yeah, I mean, it's still in a consolidation range. So, So I either expect this to bounce off of said black candle before the big green candle. I fully expect it to bounce off top of that. So if it doesn't, no big deal. We just won't get our upside. Yeah, I think that's really it for tomorrow. This is not financial advice, obviously. For tomorrow, since the greater scheme of pool of liquidity is down, I am going to be looking for shorts throughout the week. So hopefully the run doesn't run too far away from me, but it is worth it for me. So with that, I'm going to close up. I'm just so tired, and I need some sleep. So yeah, I think we'll catch up on Wednesday, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, I appreciate you for hopping in. I saw 4 or 5 of you hopped into that live from today. Apologies, I didn't have too many like good trades to show you, but really appreciate you coming and joining in and giving it a like. It really helps out. So I'll continue to record these again tomorrow when I'm not here. I'm sure I will miss a lot of really cool stuff, but it is what it is. So with that, have a good night, everybody, and I'm gonna go kill this mosquito. Okay, so hope everybody has a great evening, and get to bed early, and be wary of some of the morning events tomorrow. With that, I just said with that like at least 7 times. I need to remove it from my vocabulary. But yeah, I am logging off. Good luck to you. Stay away from ragweed pollen if you have ragweed pollen allergies, and good night.